Did you hear about this? Norwegian Grandmaster Magnus Carlsen beat ChatGPT with 53 moves on a game of chess. And you know what's even more fascinating is that Magnus didn't lose one single piece, but ChatGPT lost all its pawns and surrendered. For me, this was a very interesting learning and an interesting observation. The reason for that is we are living in a time where we're just hearing everybody saying to us, hey, we are going to be replaced by AI, our jobs are going to be replaced by AI, and there's so much negative spin on that. But I actually think that what we need to start doing as humanity and to reflect change and to enable change within ourselves is to build our authentic intelligence so that we can partner better with artificial intelligence. And authentic intelligence for me is really being to the core of who you really are. And I think that there's a lot of misconceptions of what authenticity really means, but I want to tell you a quick story. So the other day, I went to the butcher and there's a little 5-year-old boy. He stands there with his father and he asks the butcher about the plant that was on the counter, and the plant was artificial. And it had, those polystyrene inserts with the glued rocks on top of it. I don't know if you get the picture, but it's an artificial plant and it's the little rocks are stuck to it. The little boy looks at it and he goes, I just want to find out from you, is this real? And the butcher says, oh no, it's not. He says, if you put loose stones on top of the plant, it would make me believe that it's real. And in that moment, I was just shocked, because that is what's happening in society, is we are looking at how we can make artificial things look real. And what a sad place to be is not appreciating authenticity. And I think my message that I want to get across to organizations and to business leaders is that we need to create psychological safety for people to show up there as their whole selves. And authenticity, don't get me wrong, there's different types of authenticity. There is rigid authenticity, which is the authenticity that comes from a place of ego, that is stuck, that has a specific worldview and don't think that there's anything that they need to change about themselves. But then there's also conscious authenticity that is all about the values and who I am as a person and really working on the roots of who I am and how I show up. The one type of authenticity that I really love is the aspirational authenticity, because aspirational authenticity is where you are who you are, and you are striving to who you are becoming, and it's really working to that greater person that you want to be in the world. And then there's also contextual authenticity, which is reading the room and know how much of yourself you can bring to the room. I think that by creating psychological safety, we all know that it drives profitable business, it drives innovation. But more and more research is also showing that when people have psychological safety and they can actually bring their authentic selves to the table, is that they handle change better and they adapt to change better. So for organizations that are thrown around with one crisis to another and have to crisis management all day long, if you want organizations to thrive and disrupt, room needs to be made for people to become more authentic and to develop their authentic intelligences, because if the authentic intelligence is embraced, what makes us human, those core meta intelligences that make us so powerful, not only is it going to allow the business to be profitable, but it's also going to lead to so much culture shifts, and it's going to lead to such positive change, and it's going to lead to critical thinking. And what we need in this world is an army of critical thinking. I believe that authentic intelligence is the catalyst to the change that we want to see in every sphere of life, business, you name it. And it's very clear. And the research has shown this to me. And this is why this particular incident with Magnus Colson really excites me, because I really believe that humanity, if you just work on your authentic intelligence and really not focus on outsourcing your thinking, but actually developing your own thinking, you are going to ace it. There's going to be so many opportunities, and you are going to enjoy the change that is going to come forth over these next periods. But anyway, I just wanted to share that with you. Have a great week. Bye.